Be live. If anyone can see me, give me a little message or a thumbs up. I'm waiting for you. We should be going live any seconds. Okay. If anyone can give me a bit of a thumbs up, I may have a little bit of a problem. If anyone can see me, just give me a little bit. Oh, so we've got someone on the line. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so we've got Katie Owens. Hi, Katie. We're just going to wait till we build up a little bit. We got Suzanne Graham. Hi, Suzanne. Sandra Luntz. Hi, Sandra. Jenny Shields. Helen Carey. Well, we've got plenty of people coming on now. So anyway, brand new show, Psychic Sundays. With anyone that doesn't know me, psychic medium Joe Power. We don't really have a script because it is... Basically, we can ask any questions. People have been emailing in, and then we'll go off. As you can see, I have these pound glasses on, so Poundland, so I can just about see your messages. Would be perfect if I could hear your voice. I've got Christos on the other line, which is my nephew. If I can't see some of your messages, he will ring in with a few of them. So if the phone rings and he rings in, we'll just go live. Now, what we've got to be careful of is that this show, by UK law, is for entertainment purposes only. It's no use saying, Joe, have you got anything for me? That means it's like walking around the shop. Have you got anything for me? What, a tin of beans, a pack of potatoes, someone from the spirit world? It doesn't work like that. You need to be in the company. So the difference between psychic, if anyone hasn't know the difference between psychic something like sort of what is the auric field, which is the energy field, which is the magnetic field, which is a big light around us like this, and it holds and stores information. People always want to know, like, am I going to move house? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? It's not whether you're going to move house, it's whether it's the right move of the house, whether it's going to materialize, whether there's something happening with it. And the same goes with like certain, pieces of information. Now, you'll all know that over the centuries, you've had some great psychics, some mediums. People will use cards, different types of cards. Now, most of the time, I don't use cards, whether it's tarot cards or whatever, but I'll use the cards and I'll use them to represent the person that I'm actually reading. So I use them as a focal point. Okay, let's just a few people that's just come on. Hi, Joe, good to see you. Hi, Joe, Pauline. Just a lot of hi, Joes. Anyway, hi, everyone. So anyway, like I said, use the cards. I just use these as a focal point. So if I'm reading for someone, basically, I mightn't be looking at the person, but the information is coming from the universal energy, if that makes any sense here. And whether there's a gentleman standing behind me, I'm not going to see that gentleman. I might feel his presence, but unless he comes in with his date of birth and his credit card number and loads of information, I won't be doing that on this show. I will be giving you just like sort of light-hearted readings, if that makes any sense here. So try and keep your questions really, really clear. I'd love to know where you're from. Put a little flag on there if you're from Canada. Any real questions. Anyone asking about people from the other side, are they okay? Now, let me make this perfectly clear. You really need to be in the company of a medium to make sure, say that someone said, is our David okay on the other side in the spirit world? Of course, David would be okay, but that doesn't mean that I'm actually connecting with him at that certain specific time or straight away now. I know he'll be okay because when they do cross over to the other side, they go to one of the most lovely and safe places ever. But when you're actually in touch with a medium, not psychic, let's get the difference between psychic. We're all psychic. We all know that someone's going to knock on the door, or we might bump into a certain person, or we've got a gut instinct or feeling that something isn't quite right. Now, that is our psychic ability. Each and every one of us, whether you call it intuition or whatever, we all have that ability. Now, the next level is mediumship, which I'm pretty known for. Mediumship, which is people who have been in our lives, in our family, people have, crossed over, unfortunately, mums, dads, brothers, sisters, that type of thing. And basically, you're looking for data and information to make sure that's the individual person that is actually coming through. So that's basically what I do. I'm also known as well is that I love the mystery part of it, like doing, not sort of the mystery part of it where you go into someone's house and not that they've been, like there's a crime behind it, but I love that part of the work. Really intrigues me, it fascinates me. So I like to sort of delve into that work as well. And I've actually been used by the Met Police before, emailed. They ask certain questions. They never say that, oh, we've used a psychic or a medium or whatever. But that doesn't really matter. People who believe in psychics or mediums, or even if you don't, enjoy the show, because if you had a job, we wouldn't care what you do. We're not here to criticize you. If you like it, you watch the show. If you don't believe in it, switch off. We wish you all well anyway. So anyway, we've actually been through a little bit of a hectic time, haven't we? We feel like we've been locked up for like 14 or 15 months. And to be honest with you, it's like, people have lost their jobs, lost their homes, lost everything. The world's changing rapidly. But the only one thing that we have to do is try to stay positive. And I know that a lot of people have lost people, loved ones, people that have lost their homes now, lost their work, lost jobs. Everything is changing. And even, sometimes you just question and think, something isn't quite right. But maybe, fingers crossed, and the heavens are watching from somewhere, that everything turns well for us all. So anyway, like I said, I've got a few people have emailed me a couple of questions in. You'll see I've got to keep looking at the phone, by the way. So, just let me just see if we got a few people online now. Hi, good evening, Joe from Dublin. We've got a lot of people from Dublin. I always go to Dublin. I love Ireland. Ireland's one of my most favourite places, one of the most spiritual places, but they are crazy as hell over there. So if you're watching from Limerick, Clonmel, Cork, anywhere, hi everyone. Anyone from America, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, love Japan as well, being worked over Japan, and USA as well. So, keep going. Like I say, Psychic Sundays, don't forget, share if you can, share as much as possible. And I'm going to go on to a few little messages now. Right, let me see. I'm from Bootle, Joe. Bootle is only around the corner, which is from Liverpool. So let's start off with it. Let me get on these emails, and let's have there's a few questions that have come in this week here. And I did say to you, if you wasn't watching the show, is email a few questions, because you can actually, you need to, when someone sends a message in, you need to tap into that energy field, if that makes any sense, yeah. So we've got Helen from the Midlands. Joe, what is my guardian angel's name? Helen, what is your guardian angel's name? I don't know, if you want me to be quite frank, because when you say a guardian angel, you can have a number of people, and it doesn't have to be a guardian angel. Not everyone has a guardian angel. Your guardian angel could be your grandfather, your a mum, a dad, or someone from the other side. But my natural instinct did feel that it was a member of family, and that was the person that was looking over you. So I would obviously, most people have got granddads on the other side anyway. That was my initial thought, who would be protecting and looking over you. You've also got, Helen, a lot of orange in the auric field. Orange is quite good, but I do feel, Helen, is that you've been quite indecisive in some areas at the moment. But looking at the yellow and looking at the November time, I do feel is that you need to slow things down, and things will start to pick up. And stop always complaining, Helen, for God's sake. Why do you complain all the time? So that's Helen from the Midlands. And God bless. Thanks for the message anyway. So we'll have a look at the next one. Let me have a look at a few coming in here. We've got Jenny McDonald. What is the colour of my aura, and will I buy a new house? Now, like I said, with Jenny's, Jenny's natural aura. Let me tell you about the aura, by the way. The aura, the magnetic field. We all have colours, like I told you. Now, the aura changes colour from mood swings. So 1 minute you might have blue, 1 minute you might have yellow, 1 minute you might have pink, but we all have like a dominant main colour. But your aura changes if you have a little kick off, your next door neighbour or a dispute or whatever. Your energy field, the colours change constantly all the time. Anyway, if that makes any sense to you. So anyway, so Jenny Mcdonald, if you're listening now, I hope you are. Your main aura obviously would be the blue, and there was something about moving house. I do see this happening, but it may not be in the time frame. And I also see for you as well, Jenny, is strong connections with overseas and abroad coming in. So that sounds quite positive and quite optimistic. And I would actually say that would be over the next 2.5 years, because you're not going anywhere fast at the moment, are you? Because we're all on lockdown and all isolation. So that is Jenny Mcdonald, by the way. So good luck, Jen, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. So let me just go back a second. Just let me have a little look at a couple of these here. Hang on, let me see this. Tammy, I've just missed you. Tam, where have you gone? I'll get Christos to try and get that. Hi, Joe. Oh, reading, please. Anything for me, please? Anything for me? Okay, we got Christos here. We've got Christos on the phone. Just bear with me 1 second. Hi, Christos. You're live on Facebook.
Hi there, John. Can you hear me?
Let me just bear with me 1 second. Can everyone hear? Can everyone hear Christos?
Hi guys. Can you hear me?
Well, they can't hear you, Christos, because they can't shout back.
Yeah, just put me on speaker.
You're on speaker. You're on speaker. Go on. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
So, Nathalie from Liverpool says,
Yeah.
I just wanted to drop you a little email to see if you could help her family. On the 1st of June 2020, she lost her cousin David, who was 37, while she was being cared for in a mental health unit in Liverpool after 3 days. We've been told he's being restrained and he suffered this cardiac arrest while in restraint. However, we do not believe this to be the case, and there is lots of reasons to believe otherwise. His post-mortem came back inconclusive. His toxicology report came back clear of any drugs or alcohol, so we are waiting for a special cardiologist report. We are still struggling to come to terms with our loss. We would like to know if he is at peace and if he has any message for us.
Okay.
David has a mobile phone while he was staying in the units, which we used to call his sister on, leaving voicemails, crying, saying he was being assaulted. The phone has never been returned to us and is believed to be lost. I'm not sure exactly what I can or can't ask, or what you would be able to help with, but anything, however small, would be amazing.
Okay, sorry, what was the lady's name again? Sorry.
The name was Nathalie from Liverpool.
Okay, so Nathalie from Liverpool, obviously very distressing for the family, and this is the type of work I do, Nathalie, but I have to be very careful because obviously anything I say is a legal issue, so we have to be careful on that. Now, the first thing that, without the audience knowing, what I would be looking for, did David die of a natural death, or was there something to do, or is the family just grieving and don't want to accept what is taking place or what has happened? So basically, let me just go back a second, give me a minute. Well, to be honest with you, if I was with this young lady now and the family, I would 100% actually question I would trust their instincts, what they're naturally getting, because I do feel that the last 5 days are significant to this, and especially going into the last 36 hours, sorry. Like I said, I'd have to see the family in more detail, because you need to be with them. Obviously asking from a question from David, I'll be getting this from the universal energy, so it doesn't mean I'm connecting directly with David, but also as well, I can tune into that specific question. Now, one thing that I would be looking for, did David die of a natural death? And because it's not actually coming back as a clear yes, that would raise a red flag. So a red flag to me means that there should be more investigation, and especially over the last 5 days. Now, for some reason, the 5 days should be quite significant. Now, the other thing I'd be looking for is the mobile phone, has it been destroyed? Is it still there? Or can we still get it? To be honest with you, I do feel that that phone is locked away, and obviously, I don't know, obviously, at the moment, is it still in the place where it is, or has it been moved? Possibly, I don't think that they may get the mobile phone back.
She said the phone has never been returned to us.
Yeah, they could actually hear some news within the next 48 hours. So watch this space. But like I said, I'd have to do a private read and be there with the actual family to go into more specific detail, because you need to go into certain areas of, you know, did anything happen? What happened? And, you know, basically, why is that come back with that, if that makes any sense here. So, so definitely, I would raise a red flag at the moment, but at the same time, you can't accuse people without evidence and facts. And this is where people get mixed up. You can actually give the people an insight, and then they can go back and check that data. So the most important bit, I would want to be looking to see the last 5 days of his life, what was happening, and where the paperwork is, and obviously the last time the text and the phone was seen and when they were called. Okay, I hope that answers, and you know, basically, if you want to give me a call, I will try and expand on that. Okay, Christos, thank you.
Thanks for that, Joe.
Okay, give me a phone call, because I can't see this screen, so if there's anyone else, keep phoning. Okay, bye. Okay, so like a lot of people phone in, obviously the obviously very sad circumstances, but sometimes a psychic medium is that, you know, some people say, well, where's the actual body when someone goes missing, or where's this or whatever. We might only get little snippets of insight of that information, because, for instance, if a person has actually gone missing, and say they, you know, basically, they can't speak like our normal voice. All they can do is project thought, images, and what they're seeing. So if someone was like murdered, and they were in the middle of a field, they didn't know where they were driven, and all they could see was a river, you would only pick up that data, what they're actually seeing. Now, what you would actually do then, you would say, do you feel like you were driven in a car? How did you get there? Do you feel like was it 5 or 10 minutes that it took you to get to that place? Did you recognize? These are the questions that I would be sending the thoughts back to the person in the spirit world. Did you feel, or did you know the person that actually had taken you? Now, if that data would actually come back with a yes or a no, then the next thing that I would be asking them is to try and see what was the person. Was he a friend? Was he a neighbor? Or, you know, that type of data, to try and like sort of narrow it down to see. And they said, well, it was a neighbor. It might have been over money, or it might have been over a dispute or whatever. And then I'd ask them, what number of people are you seeing around you? So people always think like, you know, you can just get the data straight away. It's just a little bit of data that you might get. The problem that you've got is, if they're in a certain location, who actually goes out and looks for the people? Because you haven't got the people that will go out, say 200 or 300 people, or the mandate that will go out and search them areas. And if someone is, you know, basically underneath the ground somewhere, you haven't got the facilities or anything. So anyway, I've got a call from Ireland. I haven't even got a clue who this is, by the way. So, hello? I'm fine. I'm actually live on Facebook. So, Hello?
All right, no bother. I was just looking for a reading. Did you want my reading?
We're actually live on Facebook now.
All right.
And you're live as well.
Yo, boy.
What,
This is Joe Class on the mic here.
where are you from? What part of Ireland?
Limerick.
Oh, from Limerick. Well, I'm off the middle Limerick anyway, sorry.
Limerick?
Say again, sorry.
What's say, Ross? Limerick?
I'm often in Limerick, yeah. So if you want to give us a call, yeah, if you want to give us a call at another time,
Yeah, no bother.
yeah, because you're on live now. So say hello to the audience.
Hi guys, how you doing?
You got a bit shy there, haven't you?
What?
I said you've got a bit shy.
I said, well, guys, for that then.
All right, give us a call another time, okay?
All right, Josh.
All right, take care. God bless. Take care. Bye now. Bye.
Bye-bye.
See, that man wasn't expecting to go live on Facebook Live, was he? On Psychic Sundays with Joe Pollard. Okay, so we'll carry on with a few more messages. So let's just go back a second. Right, so that's why I said sometimes you're better emailing the messages. Just let me just see if we can get a few of these. Would love you, Lindsay Bannon. Sounds like the Bannon from America there. Lindsay, get on to Christos and tell me what your actually readings was. It's going too fast for me here. I'm not used to this, This technology, this Facebook, this is the first time, I've been on a couple of times, but when you go too fast, okay, so don't forget to keep sharing. I'm going to get Christos. Christos, if you're watching now, get a few of these messages and we'll answer them live now. So get back on the phone and stop being lazy. So anyway, going back into the aura is quite fascinating because the aura holds and stores information, and it gives me a little bit of insight into like sort of data information and to see if the aura is going to actually change. And the aura can change, and it can change with knowledge, with thoughts, with different things. So the aura actually alters all the time. So it's quite fascinating, the aura. People don't understand. Some people will understand, but we're all actually connected to the universe. So the more knowledge and the more data you have, the more your aura grows with knowledge and expands. People with a low aura, basically, sometimes is that if people come around you and you feel like sort of, oh God, my head's all messed up, I don't know what to do. We got Christos. It's because you've got people coming too close that are negative to you, and they're impinging their negativity on you. Okay, so Christos, sorry, come on, you're live because I can't see all these messages.
Yeah, hi Joe.
Okay, let me just turn it up. Sorry, go on.
She's asking. Her name is Paula Robinson.
Okay, Paula Robinson, just bear with me, go on a second, yeah?
She said, little Robin comes to see me every time I'm in work. Is it a loved one? And it's a picture of a bird. So can a loved one be a bird?
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to say is that robins are very, very spiritual, and a lot of people see robins when some people have passed, and they're like sort of little signs from the heavens and angels or whatever. But the robin it can bring them luck, or it can bring them thought of a memory. Now, what happens if you see the robin and you think of the person that has just passed? That is like a spiritual message from the other person, but it's not the actual robin. Yeah? So therefore, is that robin, they could be looking at the robin, which is a beautiful bird and obviously very, very special, but the actual person who's passed and they're thinking of is basically probably standing behind that person at the time, but because they're not medium, they're not realizing that the loved one is actually with them at that specific time. And now that I've obviously, told you, if you do see a robin, you think of someone like a mum, dad, or brother, or someone special that is in the spirit world, is that just send a little thought up to them, and if it's, your brother or whoever it is, just say, I've got your message, love you, thinking of you, not going anywhere, staying with you, we miss you terrible, and acknowledge that they've come in. Because basically what happens is that when you talk to the spirit world, when you're talking to your relatives, because we're so hurt and so grieved, is that our aura is absolutely down. And what the last thing they want to try and uplift us. So we know that there's something else on the other side, and they want you to know that as well. So I think that answers quite a few questions. So it's not the actual Robin that is, basically that person on the other side, but it's.
I think everyone agrees with you, Joe. A lot of people are commenting that they're seeing Robins actually every morning.
Yeah, but it's great. Yeah, it's great that they actually do see Robins. I mean, there's nothing better than seeing a Robin, and but recognising. But if you get that thought, when you see that Robin and a loved one comes in, if it's your Uncle Frank or whatever, that means Uncle Frank has come to visit you. So it's a combination of the two of them, if that makes any sense, yeah. And even another example, you might be driving along and then all of a sudden is a certain person comes into your mind, and that person has just visited you at that certain time.
Okay, Katie Owen is saying she sees loads of faces, not on just on photographs, but does that mean she's seeing spirits if she can't recognise a face?
Okay, it depends where. Hi, Katie. It depends, Katie, when you're actually seeing the faces. So basically, are you sort of seeing them through your mind's eye? If you're seeing them through your mind's eye, which is clairvoyance, so there's clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsentient, yeah? And basically, clairaudience is basically when you're seeing a certain person with your eyes closed, you're actually seeing, say it was a fireman, you would see his uniform, or it was a policeman, or it was your Uncle Frank and he had a brown suit on, or whatever. You would actually see them. If you're hearing a voice, which is your subconscious, your own mind, you have to distinguish if it's your voice or if it's a relative's voice or a spirit voice.
Okay. Joanne Darcy.
Okay.
Says she always has dreams from loved ones in heaven and usually has a message in it, just in dreams. Should I write them down? Because sometimes there have been warnings that come true. Okay,
that's great. So that was Joanne Owens from where, sorry?
Joanne Darcy.
Okay, Joanne, yeah. Hi, Joanne Darcy. That's a great question, and I'll tell you why. Because dreams are probably the most important when we do get visitations. And dreams, not all dreams, but certain dreams, is that when you dream, and normally it's just before we wake up, before our subconscious mind, because when we're actually asleep, we are half connected to the other side and the spirit worlds. So if you think of someone that's passed over there and you're asleep, they're able to walk into your energy field and pass messages. Yeah? Now, if you get a message from your mum or brother or whatever, that is fantastic. So you should write them down. But the little bit that you might get mixed up as you're coming out of the dream is basically what happens then is that you go into a normal type of dream. So you've had the visitation, and then it gets confusion as you're coming out of the dream. So okay, if that makes any sense. So that's a great question. And I'll just give you a little example, is that one time when I started doing the psychic and the mediumship, is that a young woman come to me, and basically I wasn't into sort of psychic, the mediumship. I think I've said this a few times. And she actually come to me, she was a missing person at the time, and basically told me where her part of her body was. But it basically freaked me out. And I went to search all these different locations, and I didn't really know what I was doing. But eventually, cut it short, is about 2 years later, is that the certain part of her body was found in the locations that I'd actually said. So the dreams are so powerful. Never dismiss a dream if they come to you, so write them down. And also as well, that gives me a little bit of insight into here as well, is that she obviously is very spiritual as well. So maybe she's starting to awaken, and maybe it's a new direction. Not yet, because there's too much confusion around it. As a matter of fact, she needs to get a bed sorted out. I think a mattress or a bed needs sorting out at the moment. So maybe a little bit later on, and the healing would be fantastic for it as well. Any more?
Yeah, we got Carol on the line. It's Carol Z's says, "Hi Joe, long time no see. Had a few scary moments spiritually. I recently had a young lad touch my hand and appeared in my dream the day he took his life. I'd never met him or known him."
Okay, I believe this is Carol Zeiss from Liverpool, my old friends, yeah, from Bournemouth, when we used to hang around, Carol. So hi, Carol. Yeah, so basically, Carol, is that I would say that young man has basically come to you at that certain time, and maybe a little bit of awakening as well, that he's come to you. So it's only a good thing. I wouldn't be scared of it. I wouldn't be frightened of it. Sometimes we're scared because we don't really understand the other side. So anyway, Carol, long time no see. Good old times with Tony Allen, Stephen Allen. That's when we seen a ghost in Bournemouth, and then it all started happening. We were actually in Bournemouth going back years ago. If you ever get my book called The Man Who Sees Dead People, Joe Power, it'll tell you about a story when we were in Bournemouth and we were walking. We were up to no good at the time, I'll be honest with you. And Stephen was looking at these flats, and I happened to look up, and we seen a man. I've said this story a few times. We seen a man in a beautiful, I mean, and when I say beautiful, the brown in his suit, and it was really like sort of, it was a nice suit, put it that way, and it must have been very expensive. And he was actually hanging from a chandelier. And Stephen obviously could look after himself them days, and I was only a little skinny thing at the time, and he said, "Let's phone the police, let's phone the police, let's phone the police." And to be honest with you, I burst out laughing because I was shocked. If I ever get nervous, I always start to laugh, but not in a bad way, but because of his reaction. Now, even though we could see this guy crystal clear, we legged it from a certain area, and then probably a couple 100 yards down the lane, he says, let's phone the police, let's phone the police, let's phone the police. We've seen it. So obviously, we've gone back down within a couple of seconds, looked back up to the flats. The man that was hanging had completely disappeared. So for him to show himself was him showing is that there is survival after death. But what he was showing is how he had actually died, which was more important to me, because then that would give me an insight when I was going into a show. I was doing a show of 500 people or 900 people. If a certain person come to me and they took their own life and they were wearing the brown suits, it's good knowledge to have that type of data. So you're learning from everything, if that makes any sense to you. So anyway, Carol, thank you very much. Any more, Christos?
Yeah, we've got Debbie Carlee. It's a dream-related question. She's seen her dead father in a dream holding a single red rose walking towards her in the dark. What does this mean, John?
Okay, so first of all is that it's obviously, I would like to pick up the emotions of when Debbie, what she felt at that time when her father was bringing the red rose, how her emotions was. I'd like to know how she was actually feeling. So she's seeing her dad. Obviously, to see her dad would have been, some type of comfort to her. I would like to see if it was like a nice feeling, what type of reading, or, basically, I would actually say to see a father is a gift in itself. The red rose could represent anything, to be honest with you. I'm not too sure, so I'm not just going to make a presumption of what the red rose was, because I'm not picking up that data. But to actually see her father bringing her red rose, which is a good sign. And it also shows it as well, is that even though her father might have passed on this side of life, is that he's still there. He showed it in a powerful dream. Hey, I'm still here. I'm looking over you. And, you know, obviously a lot of people give red roses when people pass over, but that red rose could be significant that she's actually done or a memory of her father in a certain way.
Okay, that's great, Joe.
Okay, anything else?
Cleary we've got now, Joe.
Who, sorry?
Melanie Cleary.
Okay, Melanie Cleary. Okay. Fire away, Christos.
So, she says, our beautiful daughter Eve died aged 21. This was 19 months ago today. Do you think they'll ever get justice for her?
Okay, just give me a second. Was there meant to be two people connected or two people involved? You wouldn't really know. I would actually say yes, she would get justice. I do feel, though, is that they're using the wrong legal team, or there's something not right, whether it's police or something, where they're not using, they need to go back and use someone different, or something isn't quite right in that area. So like I said, if I was doing a murder case, that would be the red flag. There's something not right, who they're actually getting their answers from. So I'm so sorry about your loss, but I do feel you need to look at now who you're getting the information, who is questioning, who is doing the data, who is doing the work, and question to see if they are good enough and they're getting their answers, because you need to know and you need to get justice for your daughter. So I would make sure is that they're doing everything I can. If I wasn't happy with them and I wasn't getting the answers because something doesn't feel quite right. Okay, but I don't want to put you off your legal team. I would make sure that they're getting the answers for her.
Okay, we're going to Jane, and then it's an Irish second name. I don't even know how to prepare that.
Okay, so Jane, your Irish second name, we can't pronounce it, so you'll have to give us a bit of English next time.
Yeah, okay, so it's, hi Joe, I'd love some clearance, she said. I've been trying for a baby since May 2020.
Yeah.
Still nothing. All can't get back clear, but still nothing.
Okay, a quick prediction. I can't always say 100% yeah, because psychics can get it wrong. But obviously she wants it a lot quicker. But because I'm seeing the number 4, that could be in the next 4 months or the next 4 years. But it does look optimistic. As a matter of fact, I'm going to cut that in the next 2.25 years. Yeah?
Yeah.
So tell her good luck anyway. So good luck if you're out there in Ireland.
Okay, we've got Nathalie Roberts, Joe. She's saying, it's again about dreams. She's had the same dream since she was a child that leaves her really uncomfortable. It's hard to describe, but it's a texture of what looks like sand moving that unnerves me and wakes me up in panic. Any idea what that could mean, Joe? It's so strange.
Okay, it could be something that is...
Nathalie Roberts.
Nathalie Roberts. Nathalie, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Sometimes when you get an occurring dream, it could be something that is left on the subconscious mind that you haven't dealt with, and then the fear starts coming in, and then the dream will reoccur at times as well. The best way to do this is think positive. Don't think negative, because you will actually come out of this. It will go away from you. Interesting that you said you've seen sand. So, you know, maybe that it's something that is gone back from the past, or it's something it's stuck in there somewhere. But I don't think it's nothing to worry about, to be honest with you. So the best way to get rid of fear is to face it, because anyone that gets a negative, anything that we hear about fear, we always feed on fear. And that's how we're controlled. People get controlled because of fear. And if anyone loses someone, it's the fear of the loss of the person, or the fear of not knowing, or a breakup in a relationship. It's the fear of not having that person back. And that's what you've got to start dealing with. So try and forget about that now and pick your aura up. Your aura is your levels, and rise above that negativity that's coming in.
Okay. Then we've got Shelley Mitchell Long. She says, how long does someone have to be dead before you can get a strong connection, Joe?
Okay, Shelley, that's a great answer. Shelley Mitchell Long, is that?
Shelley Mitchell-Long.
Yeah, so Shelley Mitchell-Long, okay. So basically, you just asked a clear question, which is I like the questions what you're asking. So if someone passes over, how long do the person have to wait before they can get a message from that deceased person? Now, I will give you an example. I done a reading, I think it was in Kirby, just around the corner, a couple of years ago, and I'd gone into the house, and basically, when I was going in, you don't know what you do, you're just going in to do the reading, and there was a family of people, and basically is that the person had actually come through and told them to take his tie off because he didn't wear a tie. Little did I know is that he was in the next room in the coffin. So they hadn't even buried him or cremated him. So if that gives you your answer, if they're strong enough, they can come through straight away. Why you might get mixed up when people say it's too early coming through is because you might be going to the wrong person for a reading. If you go to a psychic for a reading and they just sort of your ordinary data, are you going to move house, they might be brilliant psychic, but if they're not a medium means that you're contacting or connecting to people's loved ones on the other side. So if you went into a shop for a loaf of bread and you were meant to go for some, big joint of steak, if you're going to a psychic, you're going because you want to know about changes within your own life. If you're going to a medium and the medium is good and knows what he's doing, there's no guarantee that the person's going to come through because, it just depends. But rarely enough, they can come through straight away if they're strong enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we've got Ashley Hampson.
Yeah.
She's saying, what does a tapping feeling underneath me while sleeping and being woken by it?
That's it, make me laugh there. So you've had a tap on your knee. Ashley, sorry. What, she had a tap on the knee?
Yeah, so what does a tapping feeling underneath me while she's being asleep? And she's being woken up by that, basically, Ashley's saying.
Ashley, I want to be honest with you, I have no idea, and you're making me laugh, you haven't saying, because you haven't told me if there was a boyfriend in the bed with you, you haven't told me who was in the room. Tapping, banging, obviously if you hear banging or like a knocking or whatever, I mean, I've been hearing that the last couple of weeks.
I think what she's trying to say, Joe, is that she's feeling someone tapping on it.
Okay, so therefore, that would be a visitation, yeah? So that would make me question, right, is that if she was getting tapped on the knee, notice what she's saying. She's saying she's being tapped on the knee. Has someone passed with a leg injury? Did someone pass with a certain condition with the leg? That would be the person that would be trying to come through.
Yeah.
Yeah? So I hope that, I'm sorry to laugh, but the way she said it, or the way that you come across it, yeah, you know me, I'm a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Same with Ashley. Going to Shannon Cronin.
Yeah.
Negative situations within the household draw spirits. I've had a few experiences in this house for the past year. One night, somebody sat down at the end of my bed. Would love to know if they are drawn to us because of certain feelings or certain experience. So this is Shannon Cronin.
Okay, Shannon, first of all, Shannon Cronin, see legal issues around you, and also don't know if anyone's been done with drink or drink driving or whatever. So someone needs to be really careful around you as well, yeah? Just repeat the question again for me, please.
1 minute, sorry.
So, Shannon, anything...
To say, can negative situations within a household draw spirits?
Yeah, of course they can, yeah. Okay, so negative energy, this is what happens when you get someone's aura that is absolutely flat and negative, yeah? You can draw bad energy spirits of low level energies, yeah? And this what happens, in my opinion, when people take their own lives, suicide, the aura is going back so slow and so flat, is that other energies and negative energies can walk into their aura and even dampen them even deeper. So they must surround themselves with good people, positive people. They can still help people, but I find a lot of people are, are obviously taking their lives, and they always find, a lot of people find, is that the more they sink and they keep this in the mind, and we can't see it because we can't see what's going on inside, is that not all the time, but you can have negative energies that lower your vibration all the time, and you can actually sort of say, go on, do it, or make you feel that you're even worse off. And you might have the best family, but the family can't do nothing because the aura's sank so low. So, very good question.
I've got, I think we need to get to Caitlin Grant, because I don't think she's alright. She says, "Hi Joe, a couple of weeks ago, my uncle came to me and woke me out of sleep. He was standing in the corner of the room. I was so nervous and screamed. Was he trying to actually tell me something?"
Okay, it's a bit of a strange one. Okay, so our uncle the uncle can come in certain ways. Now, because she screamed, that would make me feel is that he's coming away is to pre-warn or give a warning. Now, normally when they get a warning is that they need to look after themselves or family around them. Yeah? So it could be, or it could be nothing, but what she's actually said is her uncle come and she screamed. Yeah? Now, if an uncle come, he would not come in them circumstances because he would make her want to feel that it was okay. So he would come in pleasant, so she wouldn't get any bad feeling. But because she's actually screamed, yeah, it basically is that it could be, I'm using the word could be because I'm not actually sitting with her. So it could be is that there's a warning or to one of the members of the families to be extra careful. Now, the good news is when you do get the warning, they're normally okay. It's when we don't get the warning is that's sad. Yeah. Okay, so we'll take another couple. I hope you're all sharing and enjoying the show. First time on, so Christos is doing a great job because I tell you what, I can't see all that on there. Too fast for me, all this data these days. So we'll take two more on Super Psychic Sundays. Anyone from Canada, Liverpool, wherever you're from. So if you want to fire away, Christos, and then we'll wrap up in a minute.
Okay, let me just find something interesting. So many comments. So mad.
Okay, so let's keep going with them. Come on then.
Okay, so what Laura Daly says, what does this strange smell mean? I am the only one that can smell it. I think I had spirits in my house. Okay, great. So that's Laura Daly. Where's Laura Daly? Laura Daly, yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Laura. That's a great question. Now, you're absolutely spot on because spirits can create a smell, and it can smell like perfume, it can smell like cuckoo, and that smell is so strong. It can smell like tobacco. That is someone from the other side coming in to visit you. Unless the cuckoo's on and something's on, but you would know the difference if you were somewhere else and you were just in the middle of a room and you smelled like cigarette smell or whatever, and your granddad used to smell that, or someone used to smoke, because a lot of people used to smoke, but they can create real smells, because I've had plenty of spirits come through with that type of information, which is fascinating. So they can create it. So you're definitely 100% not imagining it. And then again, look at what you're doing. You're actually picking up. So you're very creative yourself. Yeah? Anyone else? Looks like we've lost some connection with Christos. A shame. He'll probably phone back. So anyway, we'll be wrapping up in a little bit. I just have a little look at these messages. Can you tell me if there's anyone too quick on this? Watch out. Okay, so basically, Would love some guidance. Anything, please. It's going too fast for me here. Just give me 1 second. I'm sure Christos will phone back. If he doesn't, I'm just going to go back on a few little things. Now, anyone that is thinking of doing anything psychic or mediumship, always make sure that your aura is absolutely balanced and right. And the best way to get your aura right and balanced is try and sort you out first as a person, because you'll find is a lot of people out there are always helping other people out, which is great, but you must try and get yourself right first before you can help other people. Otherwise, you will actually wear yourself out. Yeah? So sometimes when people are feeling like really tired and really like exhausted and broken, they can't lift themselves out of bed, it's because basically what's happened is that you've like overloaded the minds. Our mind's like a computer. It stores information and holds information, and most of the time we're exhausted because we're not looking after our nutrition, we're not looking after our everyday life, if that makes any sense to you. But also as well, you've got to make sure that's not an underlying health problem. So my advice first is always make sure, not just see what a psychic says or a medium or healer or whatever. Number one is always get checked by the doctor. So basically, anyone that is suffering now with anxiety, we'll do this on another show, anxiety, panic attacks, lack of confidence, we'll be doing these on Psychic Sundays where we'll try and get a program that will actually suit the individual person, because like I said, everyone's got a different aura, and if someone can't get themselves out of bed, there's something seriously wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? Or if someone's like sort of had panic attacks and, you know, agoraphobia and they can't get out of the house, it's all about being balanced with the aura. And basically panic attacks, the subconscious mind, there's not a more frightening than a panic attack. And a lot of people will live with them for years and years and years and not really understand. And they might go to doctors and they might get treated and they might get a little bit of tablets, but they're not actually getting rid of why they've got the panic attack. They might have had a breakdown. They might have had something that's gone on with the marriage. They might have had someone that's been lost in the family. And basically when a panic attack comes in, is that the body and the immune system closes down. And that means is that they're basically living in survival mode. And that's probably you that I'm looking at there now, is that you've never ever come to the terms of how to get rid of a panic attack, how to move on, what's happening, what trigger points are triggering it off. And if I can help you over the next couple of weeks or the next couple of months, we will do a program on panic attacks and that type of thing in the near future. So anyway, Psychic Sundays, like I say, our first ever show. Hope you share this everywhere and we start building up a fantastic audience, and we'll, you know, we've got another phone call coming in. I was going to cut off then, but we've got another phone call. Hello. Hi, Christos. Christos is back, everyone.
I'm on a different phone. Sorry about that, mate.
It's okay. That's fine. Go on. By the way.
Just give me a minute.
We're going to take a couple more now, Christos.
Yeah, and then we'll just end it with that.
Okay. Be on live.
Let me just see one.
I bet you there's. I'll tell you another thing. While you're waiting for you, Christos, as well. People that have had relationship problems.
People at the contest as well, Joe. It's finished in 3 days, isn't it?
Say again, sorry.
Tell them about the book contest, which is finishing in 3 days.
Oh yeah, we've got a book, a competition that is running now on my Facebook. So Psychic Medium Joe Power, and the book is called The Man Who Sees Dead People. It's on my Instagram and it's on my Facebook. So whoever the winner is, if you want to put your name down, I will sign you a signed copy, and it's a great read. I've only sold one copy. I'm only messing, by the way. I'm actually going to be, getting someone to write my second copy soon. So hopefully this will come out maybe next year or this year. Let's see what goes on. So that is called The Man Who Sees Dead People. It's from Penguin Books, and you can get it on amazon.co.uk, but you can win the competition on the Facebook and the Instagram. Anything else?
We've got Faye Albertina.
Yeah?
She's saying she had this negative feeling in one of the rooms at her home, and then later found out that a man had hung himself who'd lived there many years before. Okay,
so Faye, that's perfectly normal. If you have someone bad energy in the room, it's not that it's bad energy, it's that you're actually picking up you're so sensitive as a person that you're actually feeling what is actually taking place in that room. Yeah, which shows me two things: that she's very, very sensitive. She can actually read the energy, like most people that are watching the show tonight. You can actually go into certain rooms and buildings and feel that the room isn't the way it should be, or it might be a little bit colder, or it's a little bit moody, if that makes any sense here. And you'll find that maybe something is taking place, or the other thing is that it might not be originally connected to the building. Yeah? So if you've had an extension or something, they will feel a difference that building's being added on. But having gone back, is that what she should do is send the person a nice thought, but also as well is that she should brighten that room up and bring as much light, and don't be fear or scared of it, because it will not harm her. Yeah. So anyone that is similar, always lift the energy up. I mean, if it was a poltergeist energy, then she would know the difference, because a poltergeist would start knocking things, throwing things around the room, and it would be really, really spooky and quite frightening to her. But that's not the situation, what she's actually explaining. She's explaining where she's picking up the feeling of a negative when she goes in that. Yeah? But now that she knows what it is, she can actually build and get past that, and like I say, brighten the room up. And another great thing as well, is your house in balance? If your house and the flow and the energy isn't flowing in all the rooms, maybe we'll do this one week as well, is that we'll have someone on live and I can go through your house and tell you if everything is flowing right. Because if it's not, that can bring sort of negative energy in as well, and basically it's not flowing the way it should do. So I think, Christos, we will sign off, and I think they've been a fantastic audience, haven't they?
Yeah, it's been perfect, I think, for the first time.
So anyway, I want to thank Christos. He's my little nephew from Cyprus, by the way. When I say little, he's 6'4". He's helped me out on all these readings, and everyone has tuned in. If you haven't had a message, don't worry, we'll get back to you, because we'll start off with Psychic Sundays, and then we might do a couple of other days in the week. If you like the show, please let us know. If there's anything else that you feel like we've missed, you can also email us, which is a great way of sneaking in with your questions first, is you can email us on josepower, that's JOSEPH, power, TV, @gmail.com. And also, what's the Instagram, Christos?
The Instagram is Joe Power Psychic.
So, Joe Power Psychic, follow me on Joe Power Psychic on Instagram, and email your questions, specifically what you want to know. Now, I will never ever tell you what you want to hear. I will only tell you what you want to know. I'm not going to tell you that you're going to be a millionaire if you're not going to be a millionaire. I'm not going to tell you that you're going to stay with a certain boyfriend because you want me to tell you that. That's the way I am not doing it. I also do teaching as well. I'm very, very strict at it. We do psychic school. We will be starting that up in the next couple of months as well. And it is absolutely fascinating, because a lot of people will come in, they'll have gifts, but they really need to understand of where they're getting it. It's like going to a nursery school, then basically the infants, juniors, and then moving up on different levels, if that makes any sense to you. So we'll cover all that over the next coming months. But for now, I'm going to say good night and God bless. Christos, do you want to say goodbye to them?
Good night, everyone. Thanks.
Goodbye, and we'll see you again. And take care. Good luck, Ireland, America, everywhere, all around the world. Let's all stay positive, even if we're in a bit of a negative. We all get our ups and downs. And you've been a fantastic audience. Good night, and God bless. And don't forget, Psychic Sundays. Good night. God bless. I'm still live. It's not going off. Right, goodbye, everyone.
Close it up.